We got the roadmap. I guess, I mean, they kind of just spell it out right here. All the content. But, yada yada. They say that, you know, it's a roadmap, so more details with patch notes will be coming every month. That's the normal. That's the normal. They've got this cool video. We got this cool video, but we'll watch the video after I read the patch notes the normal way, or the roadmap the normal way. It looks like in January we got Hell Brel, which is interesting to me that they held this long for Hell Brel. But Hell Brel looks insanely fun, and it brings back Gate 5. Gate 5's really cool in this gate, or in this version. So we got the title, stronghold structure, yada yada. It takes 1560 to enter. Which I could have sworn it was 1490 in KR, but maybe it was 1560. I could have sworn it was 1490 though. But, whatever. Then we got February. And I guess January, we already know in January we're also getting the balance patch. But they're just saying, telling us stuff that we don't know we're getting. So February, we're getting 2nd anniversary celebration, celebrate the anniversary of the game. Number of fun anniversary events planned with rewards, sweet. We're going to take part in Arcadia Festival. Each of the festivals will be a new co-op quest for players to participate in, keeping things fun and fresh as you earn tokens for valuable rewards. In addition to the Arcadia Festival, we're still fleshing the full details of an additional event that will take players on a trip down memory lane and lead them to earn rewards by re-experiencing some of the most iconic pieces of Lost Ark content. Okay. I'm guessing that they're just going to be redoing like the 4th and 5th anniversary events, islands, like maybe combined. Yeah, they're probably just going to be catching us up by doing, I would predict the 3rd, 4th, and 5th anniversary events and islands one will happen each week. And then we'll also have, I guess, Vault and Extreme. So we get Vault and Extreme, which KR got, which is normal mode's 1580, hard mode's 1620. So you get first time clear rewards, and you can only clear it every 2 weeks, like Gate 4 of Brel. But it's got, apparently it's a pretty fat stack of rewards. Hopefully they could give us even more to help us keep catching up. That would be great. This was insanely fun. Was the like consensus in KR. Like, this was insanely successful. The success of Vault and Extreme in KR is the reason why they decided they're not going to do much equalized Hell content anymore, and they're just going to make it all unequal. Then moving on to March, we got the Breaker. Cool. It kind of sucks. We have to wait 3 whole months for Breaker. I was expecting February for Breaker, honestly. Like, because this means we're getting a new pass and everything in February. With all the events ending, there'll be like a new power pass and all that, and then people are just going to have to hold for a month for Breaker. I don't like when they do that, but they could just do 2 events. One in February and one in March. That would be great, but I don't think they will. They're going to make people have to wait a month with the power pass and hold their dick in their hand for a month. Waiting for the class they actually want. So it's just teased. Yep. It's got the heavy gauntlets, the boom boom. It's going to arrive including a Super Makoko Express. Okay. Maybe not. Maybe it will come with an event, as well as February coming with an event. Or February just won't have one. And there'll just be a month downtime between passes. Which I think is not good in itself. I think that's bad. Because there needs to be a point for new players every month. You can't just tell players that this month's bad for you to join the game. Wait, there's something else in March. Okay. We're getting the Sacria part where we go do the Light of Destiny quests. Light of Destiny update will reveal the location of the Lost Ark, which will actually bring us closer to the end of story chapter 1. Cool. So it brings you to a new location. Okay. I have purposely only watched this content one time. Not really paying attention, but it doesn't help that I know the story after this. I just missed out on this piece of story content. I only know the TLDR. I have not really paid attention to watching it. I know the stuff afterward, though, like this. So Thaemine, Swarm Vanquisher, blah, blah, blah. So we've got the prelude requires item level 1520. So it's the new, this is the Thaemine pre-quest. And then we have the Giga Chad himself. Holy shit. The Giga Chad himself in April. We got Thaemine, he's showing up, dude. 8-player raid, of course. Normal 1610, hard 1630. Blah, 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 blah. Normal has 3 gates, hard has 4 gates. That's not 4, it's fucking like 5 or 6, because there's so many hidden phases. There's no special difficulty for Thaemine. Wait, Thaemine will be releasing at the difficulty it was originally released at in Korea. Holy shit. Wait, really? We're getting OG Thaemine. We're getting the fucking raw, big dongus Thaemine. Worm? Would your wife be mad if you had an Esther 8? Asking for a friend? Holy shit. We're getting the original difficulty. That's awesome. But that's gonna be fucking hard. Holy shit. Ooh, that changes game plans a bit. Getting the OG difficulty of Thaemine as soon as April. Ooh. That's big. That's big, though. That's big. Gonna need to be fucking juiced for that. And then they'll nerf it eventually. They'll probably do the same thing they did with KR after 10 clears, or after like a month they'll nuke it. So then we also get Transcendence at the same time, of course. Transcendence is another thing. The Road to Thaemine progression event will also arrive with Transcendence. Thinking like June? I mean, my prediction was April the whole time. Which is good, because if they stick with this pace, we're going to get pretty close. So yeah, we get the Road to Thaemine will arrive here. I wonder what version of Road to Thaemine is, because our path is literally Road to Thaemine. So I wonder if they're going to juice enough even more. I hope they do. Also, this makes me concerned about the Breaker. Is this coming with the new Makoko that they just are getting, or not? Because it's basically Road to Thaemine combo with that. We'll see, though. Potentially good. And then we're also getting, of course, the new Guardian raid, which is cool. So we're with players experience unique events, explore new story quests, prepare for the challenge experience, and new raids in the coming months. In the meantime, stay tuned, blah blah blah. And then they've got the YouTube video on the channel, of course. We will now watch the YouTube video. I'm assuming it's going to be very similar, but we will watch it.
Hi everyone, and welcome to our first look at what's in store for Lost Ark in 2024. As we get things ready for the new year, we're super excited to share some of the plans we have in store for the beginning of the year with our very first roadmap of 2024. For those who may not know me, I'm Rox. I'm the product community manager for Lost Ark in the West, and I'm joined by a couple familiar faces with me today to help talk a little bit about what you can expect as we get into the new year. So Henry, why don't you introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Henry. I'm the head of editorial at Amazon Games, and you might recognize me from the Patch Notes with Henry videos every month.
Yep. And on my other side here, I have Andy.
Hi, I'm Andy. I'm the product manager for Lost Ark, and I was in the previous video, but I work on monetization, data, bots in the economy for the game.
Yeah, I'm really excited to have these two
He
here with me
runs the
today.
bots.
Gonna
Get him.
reveal a little bit about what you can expect, talk a little bit about what we're excited for.
Ow, that transition was
But
loud.
before we get into 2024, 2023 is finally coming to a close, and we had a pretty big year for Lost Ark in terms of content. I wanted to just take a minute to reflect on 2023 and kind of what that looked like. I know I have a favorite piece. For me, that was the Algacia update. Really getting to see that story kind of come to a climax. I know we kind of call it the first chapter of Lost Ark, but gathering all the arcs, seeing what happened there. I won't get too into it in case people are still
Doing the challenge again.
Yeah,
Can be fun.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely
Skipping
was a good kind of
past the
reset for all
recap.
the players. But we're not quite done with 2023 either. We're still in December, and there's a little bit more that players can look forward to.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've had a ton of raids and endgame content come out throughout the year. Everything from Belshazzar Hard to a Khan, Triangle, all sorts of stuff. And we have one more big piece of content coming before the year ends, which is the Ivory Tower of Chaos Abyssal Dungeon. That drops later this week and is accompanied by the Elixir system. I'm super pumped for it. I'm ready for my character to kind of level up with those elixirs, get even more powerful. So it should be a fun end to the year.
Do you not spend enough time on the MVP screen without your elixirs?
Nope, not my Death Blade, so we gotta get that one up
All
there.
right, cool. Yeah, there was a lot in store in 2023, but with that all being said, we're really excited to look ahead to 2024 as well. So let's dive right into it with January.
January is going to be a little bit of a lighter month for us. You know, we have a huge update in December with Voldus arriving, and then the endgame content for Voldus arriving this week. So we still anticipate a lot of players working through those systems in January, checking out the Ivory Tower, experiencing the new Guardian and all the other things in that update. But we still do have some exciting things coming in January.
Variage is a
First
guardian.
of all, we know players
Bro,
are really excited about the class.
it's a
balance
guardian.
patch.
I do it 8
And
times a
while we
day.
don't normally view that as a piece of content that we talk about on the roadmap, we just wanted to reconfirm that that will be arriving in January for players. And we also released a recent announcement talking about how we approach bringing balance updates to the West. So if you haven't read through that, feel free to go check that out. We've definitely heard your voices that you want balance, as soon as possible. And while there are some technical limitations in how we receive builds from Korea, we are looking at ways to speed that process up to make sure that we can get those changes as fast as possible. With that, in January,
They're basically
we will
just
be
going back to what they said in
continuing
August,
Freya
but then
Island
didn't deliver
event
on.
That is going on in
Okay.
December, but it will have some new activities. And on top of that, we're going to be bringing Belshazzar Inferno mode in January. As most of you already know, Inferno is the most difficult version of Legion raids. It's all about proving you're among the best of the best in Arcasia and earning the accompanying prestige. Rather than chasing the normal rewards of gear, materials, and everything else you'd receive in a Legion raid, Inferno rewards instead showcase your victory with titles, achievements, stronghold structures, and more. The Inferno difficulty of Belshazzar will require item level 1560, and as a piece of equalized content, a full build is required to set up in the Book of Coordination.
Yeah, I know a lot of players are going to be really excited for Belshazzar Inferno. I've seen a lot of players asking for that. Are you guys going to try it week 1, do you think? I feel like you might.
I'll probably try it eventually. I like playing, what was Gate 5 before we restructured the content and it was removed from the raid with a coordinated group of players. So I think that'll be a lot of fun to try again. But I don't know if I'll play on release. I'm probably still going to be really focused on Voldus and trying to max my elixirs out at
Yeah,
that
that's
point.
fair. What about you, Andy?
There's like a pretty active group of Infernal people who do Inferno mode at Amazon, and I'm gonna try attempting it with them. Maybe not on week 1, but I'll give it a shot eventually.
Yeah, I think that'll be cool. I don't know if my artist is ready for Inferno mode, but maybe eventually. Awesome, so that's our first look at January. After January comes February.
I'm wondering for January, are we getting... They say they're bringing us the balance patch, but they're getting a balance patch tomorrow in Korea and another balance patch in January. Are we just not getting any of those changes? Are we gonna have to keep waiting 5 fucking months every time they make some patches? Like, when they do these, they're starting to do small number tweaks now. Are we gonna have to keep waiting 5+ months? Or just, like, just misc changes that are gonna start flying? Because, like, I know it's not that, it's a big deal, but it's also not a big deal. People played classes like Summoner, like Destroyer, in their scuffed versions at the time in Korea, but they didn't like them. And now they're, like, I don't know. If I was a Destroyer player or still played Summoner, I would be fucking mauling out of my mind that my class has been fixed, sorta. The Destroyer more so than Summoner has been fixed for months, and you've been able to see it, and the information is there. And now there's this new, really challenging piece of content coming out, and I'm not able to play my class to its utmost. Like, the problems are solved. They have been fixed, and you have to just get fucked over for, like, more time. And it's not even, like, a problem of... It's just the precedent of going months and months with these changes when they could have easily solved a problem, and it's released, and they fixed it because they're doing their job, that then we have to wait for Amazon to figure that out. It's just, ugh. Balance patches are not fucking content. You do not use balance patches to fill in a fucking... like you said, more of a chill month. That's not, like, the point of a balance patch. Balance patches are meant to fix problems with the game as needed.
I don't know if you wanted to take a break. So when February rolls around, we'll be celebrating the 2nd anniversary of Lost Ark. It's pretty crazy to think this game has already been live, well, is about to have already been live for 2 years in the West. I know it's been kind of quite the journey so far.
Time has really flown by. 2 years, 2 really successful years of service, and I think there's a lot for us to celebrate.
Oh yeah, I'm excited about it. And you've been 2 years of grinding 8 hours of Lost Ark every night. How are you feeling?
Oh yeah.
2
Like a
years?
grizzled veteran.
Like a grizzled veteran.
2
Perfect.
years?
Well,
Will we make it to
to
3?
celebrate the anniversary,
I don't know.
we'll have a number of fun in-game anniversary events for players to enjoy, with rewards to match. Players can take part in celebrating Lost Ark's 2nd anniversary at the Arcadia Festival. Each week of the festival, there'll be a new co-op quest for players to participate in.
What was that?
Things fun and fresh anniversary at the Arcadia Festival.
What? That's not in English. Help. What does that mean? What is that saying? Oh, this is the old ass. They just took the old ass logo from the in-game load screen from 2020. What the fuck? Okay.
Each week of the festival, there'll be a new co-op quest for players to participate in, keeping things fun and fresh as you earn tokens to trade in for valuable rewards.
So we are just getting there. Yeah. We got their 1st anniversary island. So I guess week 1, I'm going to predict week 1 is 2nd. I hope that it's a new island every week. That'd be pretty
We
good.
don't have that rewards table quite yet, but there'll be a lot to look forward to. In addition to the Arcadia Festival, we're still fleshing out the full details, but we're working on an additional event that will take players on a trip down memory lane and lead them to earn rewards by re-experiencing some of the most iconic pieces of Lost Ark content. We're really excited to continue to develop this and hope players are looking forward to celebrating the anniversary in game with a little bit of fun. Aside from fun, though, we also have something a little bit more challenging than these anniversary events are going to be. Henry, do you want to get into what that is?
Oh yeah. The thing I'm looking forward to in February is going to be Vaulton Extreme. Vaulton will return, ready for vengeance from all the card runs in a new...
What does this mean? What is what is on this video? green outglow 6px 1a 44 45 ff drop shadow. What am I looking at? Am I going crazy? What am I seeing on this screen? I don't know. They must have put this through some sort of like AI to generate this text or something. Cause like they didn't. Sure, buddy.
Earn ready for challenging card at item level 1620. There's going to be some cool first-time clear rewards given upon, clearing those 2 gates.
They're just recreating English, but they didn't. Yeah. It's just funny.
Along with rewards as you re-clear. Each roster can enter the raid once every 2 weeks, with gate progress bound to that character that cleared the first gate. I'm really looking forward to it. Definitely ready for some nostalgia, clearing vault.
Somebody was like, "You need the image for the video?" So this is where I put the image in the video, right? Didn't even bother to get any of the images updated. They're just like, "Put the image in the video, good, right away, boss."
Frogging original Vaulton and trying not to get bonked off the edge, so definitely looking forward to it.
Original Vaulton is a really fun raid. I'm looking forward to trying Vaulton Extreme Hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely going to bring kind of a new level of depth.
They also didn't translate the first one, too.
It is one of my favorites, I think, in games, so I'm looking forward to that as well.
They didn't translate this one either.
Releasing it on the 2-year anniversary too, as the first Legion raid, just kind of like a fun look back. So.
Yeah, throwback. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely a great way to reflect on 2 years of content. So that's what we have in store to help us celebrate the Lost Ark's 2nd anniversary. We're really looking forward to enjoying that kind of moment of nostalgia with players, celebrating our 2 years so far, and looking ahead to what's next.
There's actually one more thing in February. I know for a lot of players, these are some of their favorite skins in the game, myself as well. And so I'm really pleased to announce that the Korean 5th year anniversary skins are coming to the West in February.
Okay, good.
In tandem with our 2nd anniversary.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm sure players are super looking forward to that, so you will also
I'm sure we're not gonna
be beautiful.
I'm sure we're not getting one of those for free. I'm sure that's only gonna be
we love fashion art.
Paid.
All right, let's look ahead and get into March.
Even though KR has gotten like 4 of them for free. Would be cool if we could at least get one
March
for free
is a
though.
Pretty stacked month. Starting right off the bat, we have the Breaker class. The new Breaker class was just teased at Loa On, but we're super excited to bring it to the West in March.
Dude, the Breaker. Watched the video last night for this class. Here. I'll showcase a better video in place of them. I'll do it. Don't worry. I got you, Amazon. This is the actual Breaker video.
금강은 진압 패배를 수력하고 최고의 자리에 오를 수 있을까요? 경기 시작합니다! 시작과 함께 빠르게 접근하는 브레이커! 브레이커의 강력한 공격에 금강 정신을 차리지 못합니다! 오, 금강의 반격! 하지만 브레이커의 수많은 주먹이 그대로 장렬합니다! 비틀거리는 금강! 비장의 수를 준비합니다! 이에 맞서는 브레이커! 오! 오히려 정면으로 파고듭니다! 매서운 공격 이어지는 가운데 브레이커!
This ability, dude, is so fucking sick. This is the non-directional version of the build. With this fucking giga charge. Breaker!
마지막 승리를 향해 높이 떠오릅니다.
시시하군.
어디죠? 갑자기 경기장에 난입한 상대는 NH에서 파문당한 강훈이라고 합니다. 브레이커는 강훈을 물리칠 수 있을까요? 곧바로 전투가 시작됩니다. 재빠르게 공격을 피한 뒤 인정을 가합니다. 브레이커의 공격에 강훈이 무장해지려고 마는군요. 계속해서 이어지는 브레이커의 공격. 아니, 제 눈이 이상한 걸까요? 브레이커가 여러 명으로 보였던 것 같은데요. 무서운 속도로 강물을 압도하는 브레이커. 잔영을 만들어냅니다. 말씀드린 순간 강훈의 공격에 자신을 보호하고
It's got the front attack build with the fucking 10-second cooldown on a parry.
브레이커 그제를 불태웁니다. 맹렬한 주먹이 강훈을 압도하는 가운데 최후의 일격이 강훈을 깨쳤습니다. 강훈이 쓰러졌습니다. 에리츠를 위기에서 구해내는군요. 이제 모두 영웅의 이름을
Pogo. Back to their roadmap.
Around relentlessly bashing enemies. Breaker is a force to be reckoned with, using his heavy gauntlets, mobility, and some combos to deal massive damage. I'm excited as we learn more and get to see the class in action leading up to March. But Andy, you want to tell us about what progression events we have planned to support the Breaker?
To help players
I guess notably there's no progression event then in February. So there is just going to be a downtime of like no event going on for a month, no pass, etc. going on for a month.
get their breakers up to a competitive level, we have multiple progression events planned for March. The first is the Super Makoko Express Pass, which we're bringing back, which will give players a lot of rewards for leveling up a new character. There's also going to be an Arc Pass as well as a Power Pass to support the progression of Breaker even further.
All right, so I'm sure players are super looking forward to getting.
Notably, they didn't add that it's going to be the. They did not say it's going to be the pass from. That was just announced, but the pass in Korea is still called Super Makoko Express. So maybe we can cope that it'll be juiced up like that one is.
Those progression events. I know a lot of players will obviously be using that to kind of get their new breaker up to the item level they want it to be. But what about both of you? Are you thinking, what classes are you thinking about kind of making with those events?
Yeah, I think for me, I've been interested in the Reaper playstyle for a while. It seems kind of mobile and fun. And I know people are going to call me a meta chaser in the comments.
Oh, I forgot I turned down the thingy-mabobber.
Which is definitely true. But with the balance patch coming a little bit before this month, I think it's kind of a fun time for me to try that class out.
Yeah.
For me, I missed the boat on Aeromancer, and I actually really wanted to try that class. I know it's Suman's favorite class, so I wanted to give it a go as well.
That sounds really cool. I think I actually might end up making a breaker. I actually played Scrapper a really long time ago, like before the game even launched in the West, when we were still working on those beta builds for like ahead of our launch. So it's been a very, very long time since I've played Scrapper, where obviously like I didn't get very far in the game because there just wasn't that much content in those really, really early in development builds. But it might be fun to kind of almost revisit that with the male version of the class that's now coming out, the Breaker, and that being the latest class. So I think that could be really fun for me.
Gonna finally play DPS again? No more support?
Maybe. I mean, I enjoy a little bit of both. I think truly I tried to be a DPS in Lost Ark for a long time, but with like every game I play, I really am kind of a support at heart. So I won't give up my artist. We'll keep doing our weekly runs. I'll keep supporting you, Henry, but it might be time for me to try to do some DPS again.
Sounds good.
We're also going to be releasing the next part of Lost Ark's story, Light of Destiny. The Lost Ark's location is getting closer and closer to being revealed. Sakuya is beginning to investigate the events that have occurred in Plechia. As the situation grows more unpredictable, it will be up to you to face the chaos as you follow your path. The Light of Destiny story will reveal the Lost Ark's location and kind of bring things to a head after what you've just experienced in Voldis. We're really looking forward to sharing the next part of the Lost Ark story, and we're getting closer to closing this chapter.
Yeah, and that's not the only story that's going to arrive in March. We actually have even more coming. We are going to also release the Thaemine Prelude story quests, which are all focused on Lutera and Thaemine. So as players might have noticed as they played through some of the previous stories, spoiler alerts if you're a new Lost Ark player, but Thaemine, the king of Lutera, vowed that he will always protect the people of Lutera and Arcasia, and has been ever since the emergence of the Chaos Gates. However, some suspicious events are happening in Lutera now. You'll be able to experience a new line of story quests that lead into the Thaemine Legion raid, and the Prelude will require item level 1520. So get ready for some, new stories. Both the Light of Destiny,
Light of Destiny, Light of Salvation thing don't have
With
a
the Thaemine Prelude quest,
item level.
I wonder what that could mean for April.
So yeah, with April, we will be releasing the Thaemine Legion raid. After the events of the Prelude, you're going to be able to track Thaemine to his dark fortress for a war between light and darkness. Thaemine's the most powerful of the Legion commanders. He once conquered half of Petrania alone, long ago, and after facing Khazros, he accepted the role of the Legion Commander of Darkness. Now, his loyal knights, imbued with his dark blessings, are rushing into Arcasia and leading an onslaught of demons. It's a very cinematic raid. I'm super excited for it. We're going to be releasing both normal and hard mode, and there is no special difficulty for Thaemine, just as a heads up. Normal is going to come in at item level 1610, and hard mode is at 1630. Both are going to require 8 people, and normal has 3 gates, and hard has 4 gates. It has an extra special difficult gate added on at the end. We also have some progression events planned to accompany Thaemine, if you want to share those with the players, Andy.
The Road to Thaemine event will arrive in this update, and it will help players progress towards the Thaemine raid. It's similar to the path to...
So notably, we'll have March events. That'll be the Makoko Express for the Breaker, and then you have to chill for a month before this Road to Thaemine comes. What are there? Is he going to say anything? Is there another pass with this? Like how this is working? I know in Korea they did 2 passes. They did one for one for Soul Eater, and then the next month they released Road to Thaemine because they were like, oh shit, need even more stuff. Here you go. So I wonder if he's going to say anything about that.
Soul Eater, which we released this year.
I think that'll be really cool. And one thing to know, you'll probably need some of these progression events because we're going to be releasing Thaemine as it was released in Korea, the really difficult version of the raid, and then adding in the balance changes a little bit later on. So to round out the month, we have another Guardian raid releasing. It's going to be Vescal 1630 Guardian raid. For those that enjoy some lore, long ago Vescal chose to be consumed by chaos, following in the footsteps of Varkin, who's the head of the Chaos Guardians. Vescal is a Chaos Guardian who hunts enemies by using sound waves, and after returning to Arcasia, he is mercilessly hunting prey across the world. So he needs to be stopped. And like other Guardians, you're going to be able to clear for some additional honing materials above the previous Guardians that we've released.
So that's going to do it for the first look at our 2024 roadmap. As always, there'll be a few surprises and other things that show up, so be sure to stay tuned in. But with that, we want to know, what are you most looking forward to in Lost Ark in 2024? I know for me, I think it's going to be the Light of Destiny, seeing the next part of the story and finally, hopefully, finding that Lost Ark. What about both of you?
I think it's got to be Thaemine for me. I watched the streamers clear it in Korea when it was released. It's a super cinematic raid. I love Brushalza for the same reason, so I'm really looking forward to Thaemine.
Definitely.
Yep, I'm in the exact same boat as Andy. I had so much fun, staying up late watching all the streams. I'm super pumped for it, and for the power increase from Transcendence as well.
I almost said Thaemine, but I am also excited for Light of Destiny, and I figured that was going to be everyone else's answer, so I wanted to be different.
Yeah.
So with that, we hope you enjoyed this first look at 2024. We're really excited to hear about what you're most looking forward to, and as always, we'll see you in Arcasia.
Okay, cool. The video is good. They kind of, mostly read word for word from this patch note, or from this page here. I'm mostly interested in how they're going to be doing progression events during this time. That's really what I'm concerned about. Like, the content's just good, right? Like, we know the content is good. I'm mostly concerned about how quickly they're going to be implementing, because Korea said there's going to be a bunch of quality of life and balance patches firing off in the next couple months, because they're releasing like 3 new end-game raids in 3 months. So, gonna have to see what that, like, how they're going to be implementing those changes alongside other stuff. But I mean, the content they're releasing is just good. Like, Inferno Brill is good. Extreme Volton was amazing fun. Volton Extreme is really cool. March is break. So like, no, my concern is that the anniversary event isn't coming with a power pass, or they haven't said it yet. It's coming with a power pass or anything. So if players come during the anniversary of the game, they have to wait a month to be able to power pass a character, because our current ones are ending in February. I'm a little bit concerned about that, and I'm concerned about the fact that if you do make a breaker, that your breaker goes to whatever it goes to, and then you have to hold for a month before you can then decide whether or not you're going to use the road to Thaemine on it. I'm a little bit concerned about that spacing there, because Korea's solution to this spacing was to just give a new event every time. Like, they literally gave 3 power passes and 3 events in 3 months. Because, like, why have a gap? Just just bring in players. Just keep letting people make new characters, which I think is the correct way to do it. And hopefully, they haven't done that really in the past. They've kind of given us some down months before from Amazon, but I hope that they do that. I mean, the big thing is Worm. I don't know if you watched the video, but Worm, they're releasing Thaemine at its original difficulty. The original beat you the fuck up hard mode difficulty that came out in Korea. No nerfs. So, any Esther 8 enjoyers? I'm doing hard mode, man. Not fuck normal mode. I'm gonna have 5 characters for normal mode. It's gonna be so fun, dude. 1630 with OG difficulty? Holy fuck. That's so nice. The story quest is good too. We're getting Light of Destiny and Thaemine Prelude in the same month, which is good, because that's how they did it in KR, to make it, because the story leads into each other. That's good. I'm a little disappointed that Breaker's not coming in February. I get that they want to spread out the anniversary and the class so that March was a pretty dead month this last year. So I know that they want to have a class release for it, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Because KR will announce its new class in March, probably at the end of March. And then their new class will come out in June, and then hopefully we'll just be getting that new class in June with them. But it's pretty good. The video is pretty cool. They didn't really say anything in the video that was different than what's on this page here. Getting the 5th anniversary skins being included in February is really nice. I hope we get one for free, at least one. Again, KR's gotten like 4 of them for free at this point, along with a fat stack of other stuff that we could really use to catch up. We could really use all 4 of the thank you gifts they've gotten in the last 3 months as one big bundle. We could really use that shit. That would be great, Amazon, because we need it. like bad. Did you miss the video, Worm, about the breaker? Did you watch the video that Irma linked in the Discord? This one? Where it shows this, the engraving? Yeah, this build right here, this one is the, this is the non-directional build that has this giga charged attack. Looks super sick. I mean, we'll get to see in like less than 24 hours. But pretty cool. I mean, this is basically what I expected. I didn't expect Hellbrell to be the only thing content-wise in January with the balance patch. I figured it was going to be an Extreme Vulcan and Hellbrell in January, with Breaker in February, and then March was just going to be the stories. I thought March was going to be the 2 story zones, or the 2 story pieces, the Light of Salvation and Prelude, or Light of Destiny and Prelude. And then again, I always thought that April was going to be Thaemine. So I mean, other than staggering the class by staggering it out a little bit more than I thought, or think is interesting, it'll be okay. Extreme Vulcan's going to carry February hard, and they also said they have some sort of different event planned for February as well. We'll have to see what that means. Pretty cool. Yeah, that is roadmap. Is Extreme Vulcan just a raid? Yes. It's not a gold raid. It's like a separate raid. Imagine like being able to do, it's every 2 weeks. It's like being able to do an event guardian that's every 2 weeks. It doesn't give raw gold, but it gives a fat stack of mats on the first time clear, and then it gives more mats via tokens. It's 1580 for normal mode and 1620 for hard mode. You can only do it 1 time per roster. So, 1 time per roster every 2 weeks. So it's basically like we'll do it on our mains. You just fucking blast his ass in hard mode. And yeah. This piece of content was so successful in Korea that this is the reason why they decided to make, like, Thaemine the first mode, and now all the modes going forward the hell mode won't be equalized anymore. It's just going to be these new extreme difficulties. Because this was so well received. So, really looking forward to it. Yeah. I think January is lacking, though. Unequalized? I also agree, yeah. I mean, this will be the last piece of equalized content. Bro Inferno. I want to try it. Hopefully it comes out at a good week in January, between, like, other activities. Extreme is not equalized. You bring your character. Yeah, I mean, get to see starting tomorrow, seeing the new Breaker class. I'm imagining that it's gonna be, I'm imagining in Korea it's going to be very popular. I don't know about in our version though. Yeah, I don't know, I'm interested in this. This build doesn't look like what I want, but it looks interesting. A 10-second parry on like a 9th ability. It's a 9th ability. That's a 10-second parry. And his auto attacks scale with crit. His auto attack goes enhanced when he hits his Z with this engraving, and he gets scales off crit rate. His auto attack damage scales off crit rate, and this is his auto attack. This fucking merciless pummeling is his auto attack, which he's push immune during. Like he's push immune during that whole drain, which is fucking nuts. He also has a back step into he has a backwards dash into a forwards dash. This is very interesting. See on that one, but yeah, I mean, roadmap's looking good. Again, I'm more interested in their little details. The little details they'll be adding in, like how they're going to be bringing in quality of life and balance that Korea continues to pump out in mass over the next couple months. Because the next couple months are going to be huge for them. That part's weird. What part's weird? The back dash into forward dash, or the parry? Yeah, the dashes. Oh yeah, yeah. I think it was some people were saying it's something like when your form is active. So when your engraving is active, like when you have Z up, your dash goes back then forward, generating a bunch of meter, like shock or stamina. And then when you're not in form, you just dash forward. I think, honestly, the backdash part is the part that's making me really intrigued. You have to save spacebar for form? No, your form it's like Scrappers, where when you hit form, it resets. Your dash is a reset. It has a different playstyle. I mean, it's supposed to punch the head for one of the builds, so. He's supposed to punch the head, parry. I'm thinking that parry is going to be really interesting to use. Because the parry is only available in the head attack version. Which is... And it has a taunt, too. It has a taunt into a parry into a 6-second push immunity. It's gonna be weird. Parry negates a hit. Yeah, it's counter gun lance or the thing from it's basically counter gun lance from Gunlancer. It just gives them a big shield that blocks like a huge chunk of damage. It can block a huge chunk of damage and then it retaliates. So, it's gonna be... This class is gonna be super fucking fun to watch people put in front of Thaemine. Honestly, it's gonna probably be a bit boring without the Thaemine raid, because he is such a, he constantly provides a way to counterattack him, but, Voldus doesn't really. And older raids, so, we're gonna have this guy for a month while people get used to him, and then they're gonna really see him explode in Thaemine. With power. I think he's going to be insane in there. But again, people in KR are planning on powering him up to 1650 tomorrow when he comes out, so we'll see what it's like. But I still don't know if he's a class I want, though. Why would it be different in Thaemine? Because Thaemine does a lot more normal patterns. It's a lot of swinging his sword. So if you're a head attacker, you're constantly taking damage or given the opportunity to counterattack. That's why Destroyer's push immunity was so necessary to be buffed for it, and why counter gun lance became one of the highest damage abilities for Red Gunlancer. It's because you had just so many opportunities to spam it off cooldown. all of the gates of Thaemine provide a lot of opportunities for retaliating, whereas other raids don't do that as much. They don't have as many basic attacks, etc. These also have massive wind-ups to give enough time to parry. So, parry's just really good in there. And I have a feeling that parry from the video, the parry gave him a bunch of meter, so the parry is going to be like critical to his playstyle. Again, I mean, they put it on it like it's a 9th ability. Like you gain an ability that does damage by playing this in Great, which is cool. I wonder if his basic attack's gonna have a skill for it too, like gravity training kind of basic attack enhance gem. It's gonna be interesting though. Again, I would have preferred if he had a back attack build, but if I'm picking one, I'm definitely playing. I would guess I would just play the non-directional build, because that Z skill looks fucking nuts. The charged up Z bomb. Looks really cool. Oh. We'll have to see what skills he shares in common with Scrapper. I already saw 2. He shares Dragon Advent and like their charging blow. They have different colored icons, but they're the same attack animation. That would be cool.